Good morning, sir. And I wish you happy World Environment Day.
Devaskar garu, audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. You are audible. For today's World Environment Day 2026, the theme is a global call for climate action. It emphasizes the urgent need for collective effort to address the growing challenges of climate change. Rising temperatures, extreme weather events, loss of biodiversity, and environmental degradation are affecting communities across the world. The theme calls upon governments, industries, institutions, and individuals to adapt sustainable practices, reduces the carbon emissions, conserve natural resources, and promote environment stewardship. It highlights that the climate action
Devakumar
is a
garu,
shared responsibility, that timely, coordinated efforts are essential to ensure greener, healthier, and more sustainable future for present and future generations. With this brief introduction, now let me welcome our dignitaries onto the online platform. So, first of all, Professor and Dr. MLS Devakumar Garu, Chairman of IAAP State Center and Professor in Mechanical Department at JNT Anantapur. So, please, sir.
Thank you, Professor Naresh Garu. Good morning, all the dignitaries
Sir,
who
1 minute, sir.
are.
Devakumar, sir. Sir.
Sir, please.
Ah, now,
Good morning. Is it my voice is audible, sir?
yes, sir, audible, sir. Let me welcome other dignitaries also, sir. And
Please.
now, next, I welcome Professor and Dr. P. Udaybhaskar Garu, convener of the World Environment Day 2026, AP State Committee member of Environmental Engineering Division, and Professor of Civil Engineering Department at JNTU Kakinada. Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay, sir. Now, I welcome today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Professor and Dr. Muhammad Javed Garu, Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering at IIT Guwahati. And also, I welcome all the other senior members of IEEE and other dignitaries also for this particular program. Now, I request Anil to play IEA APSC anthem.
మేము ఇంజనీర్లం భవిష్యత్తు మార్గదర్శకులం మేము ఐ సైనికులం విజ్ఞానమే మాయుధం
ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఖ్యాతిని అంతరిక్షం చేర్చిన విజ్ఞాన వీరులమం 15 ఇంజనీరింగ్ విభాగాల మేధోమిరాయులం
భారత కళని సాకారం చేసే భారత వైజ్ఞానిక శిల్పులం
భారత కళని సాకారం చేసే భారత వైజ్ఞానిక శిల్పులం
విశ్వేశ్వరయ్య స్ఫూర్తితో ఎన్నో ఆవిష్కరణలు చేశాము. డాక్టర్ కేఎలురావు మేధోశక్తిని అందిపుచ్చుకొని నాగార్జున సాగర్ లాంటి కీర్తి కిరీటాలను రూపొందిస్తున్నాము. నార్లా తాతారావు జ్ఞాన జ్యోతిని భారత కాంతి శిఖరాన, శ్రీశైల విద్యుత్తు లాంటి జ్యోతి పుంజాలను నిర్మిస్తున్నాము.
దేశ పురోగతిని పరుగు పెట్టించే ఇంజనీర్లుగా కంకణం కట్టా. భారత కళల్ని సాకారం చేసే భారత వైజ్ఞానిక శిల్పులం. విశాఖ ఉక్కు, రాయలసీమ థర్మల్ మా సామర్థ్యానికి సాక్ష్యం.
శ్రీహరికోటే మా మేధో శక్తిని గగనతలాన విజయంగా లిఖించింది.
ఇంజన్లు, రాకెట్లు, మిసైళ్లు, రోడ్లు, రైళ్లు, వంతెనలు, నీటి పారుదల, విద్యుత్తు, కంప్యూటర్లు.
ఇలా అన్ని తెలిపెగా మా వైజ్ఞానిక నైపుణ్యాల పరిణతిని. ప్రతి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఇంజనీరు ఒక వైజ్ఞానిక యుగవారధి రూపం.
భారత కళల్ని సాకారం చేసే భారత వైజ్ఞానిక శిల్పులం.
ఎగురుతోంది ఐ జెండా, నిత్య ఆవిష్కరణల జెండాగా. ఎస్కి శిక్షణ కేంద్రం, జ్ఞానరాశి ప్రకాశం, ఇంజనీరింగ్ విభాగాలు ఎన్నున్నా అంత ఒకే కుటుంబం. ఈ ఐ జెండా పెంచిందిగా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ గౌరవం. ఇది మా ఆంధ్రగీతం, వైజ్ఞానిక రాగం. భారతదేశాన్ని ప్రపంచ అగ్రగామిగా నిర్మించే విజ్ఞాన శ్రామికులం.
ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఇంజనీరు నీవే కదా, భారతదేశ జ్ఞాన సంపద.
జై ఇంజనీర్, జై జై ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్, జై జై
ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్.
Thank you, Anil. Now I request our Honorable Chairman, Sir, Professor and Dr. MLS Devakumar Garu, to give the welcome address. Please, sir.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Naresh Babu Garu, Honorary Secretary, IEA Andhra Pradesh State Center. Thank you, Chief Guest and Keynote Speaker, Professor Dr. Mohammed Sir. So, we are very much happy to have you on this occasion. And I thank our State Committee member and Senior IEA Fellow, Professor Uday Bhaskar Garu, who is the environmental engineering representative from our IEA Andhra Pradesh, and who is a state committee member, and all our state committee members and other dignitaries who joined, especially Professor Ramji Garu, Vice Chancellor of Krishna University, and other dignitaries all over the country, and members of Institution of Engineers and other dignitaries, other participants who joined in this online meeting. I wish a warm greetings on this occasion of World Environment Day. So, as engineers, we are having onus on us to protect environment, and we need to maintain sustainability in every action of our engineers. So, Institute of Engineers Andhra Pradesh is one of the state center attached to Institute of Engineers India, having headquarters at Kolkata, which is established in the year 1920. Since then, our IEA is putting a lot of efforts in making efforts in giving engineering solutions for all the problems of community, especially our nation during the initial days. IEA used to have the only responsibility of giving technical training to all the engineers. And we used to offer a bachelor's degree called AMIE. And through that, during the initial days of our independent India, we have supplied a lot of engineers, and we upgraded the knowledge of working engineers through AMIE and other professional development courses. So since then, with 125 plus centers located at various states and other district headquarters, IEA is putting a lot of efforts in making engineers participate in giving solutions for all the challenges of the community. So IEA Andhra Pradesh is also in forefront with conducting a lot of awareness programs and national conventions, and also various debates and discussions. And we are having a lot of industry interaction also. So, as the part of that, today we are observing this World Environment Day, which is having a lot of relevance for today's challenges. So, total we are using a lot of energy, and wherever we are using energy, we are increasing the carbon emission also. So, reducing the carbon credits, reducing the carbon emission, and getting carbon credits for all of us is very, very important. And every engineer at their during their process of designing, their process of executing things, and also during the quality checks at every place, every branch of engineer need to put a lot of efforts in achieving the sustainability and environmental things. So on this occasion, we could have a renowned professor in environmental engineering from Guwahati, and we are very much happy to have him on this day as a keynote speaker. And I appreciate our honorable member, Professor Vidya Bhaskar Garu, for coordinating this and coordinating with Professor and arranging this great lecture. So I appreciate the State Committee for making this effort and giving me opportunity to chair this meeting. And I once again thank all the organizers. And once again, on behalf of State Committee, I welcome our keynote speaker for today's program. So over to you, Professor. Thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And now I request Professor Dr. Vidya Bhaskar Garu to address the gathering, sir. Please, sir.
So thank you, Naresh Babu, and welcome all the people who are online. So today, I think every year we all know that we are all celebrating World Environment Day, June 5th. Same way, we are also doing it. And today itself, this is the second program I am attending, isn't it? This is the one which I am also a part of organizing. But even before that, I have attended another program on World Environment Day. But the thing is, every year we are doing it. So this year we have a theme. I think we have to, this year we have Professor Mohammad Javed, a renowned professor from IIT Guwahati. He is there to enlighten us on the theme of the this one. But before going into the actual theme, I think we should also discuss what are the issues that are faced by the environment. So every day, every year on June 5th, I am attending this program, and some things, isn't it, like planting some saplings, isn't it? These type of things, isn't it? So many are cleaning the environment, and so many things we are all doing it. But when I go back and see, so after 1 year, so how many plants are alive? Isn't it? I don't find that isn't it, the plants which we have done 1 year back, and we don't find them after 1 year. Why this is happening is, isn't it? It's not that it's not that simply the celebration of the day. What we should do is, it should be a continuous process, isn't it? Preserving environment is a continuous process. It's not a one-day affair. So I think we should keep that mind. Whatever we do, I think we should do it with commitment. So the thing is, as the theme itself says, that isn't it? We should always think globally, but the thing is, we have to act locally. So everybody should think, isn't it? In which way I can contribute for the better environment. In fact, we are celebrating on Institution of Engineers this one platform. But in fact, in my opinion, I think for degrading environment, engineers have a lot of roles, isn't it? So it is only because of the development of engineering, so the environment is degrading. But unfortunately, initially we have not focused much on whatever is the situation, it can be rectified, and we can always go for sustainable development. Initially, we have not focused on that. So it's only, we thought that simply developing and creating lots of facilities to the people, and so where we have focused. And now as the things have changed, we have realized the need for preserving the environment and making a sustainable development. And for the past several years, we are acting in that direction. But in spite of that, in spite of our efforts, not much change has come. Of course, there is some change, but the change is not to the level of expectations of everybody. So I think we should accelerate this pace, and we should see that, isn't it? The world will become a developed world, so the disparities will go, and at the same time, so the environment is also preserved, and we will be as a part of this sustainable development. So as you know that, isn't it, this climate action and all these things, why they have come is, it's only because of this one, isn't it? Global warming and all those things, they have come only because of the degradation of environment. I think there are lots of things that can be done. So both at individual level as well as at regional and global levels. But only thing is, there should be a coordination between all these things. So isn't it simply how we can change? I think we have to change if we want to preserve the environment, the first thing is we have to change our lifestyle. Isn't it? So how we can live, isn't it, with minimum damage or whatever it is to the environment, or minimum interference with the, I don't say damage, with the environment. So that way, I think we should think and we should act on that. Anyhow, I think we are ready to listen to our today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Professor Mohammad Javed, who is a good friend of me and a renowned environmental, I don't say that environmentalist, in addition he is also an environmental engineer, isn't it? Environmentalist is obviously it's different. So any environment engineer, he should also be an environmentalist, isn't it? But at the same time, all the environmentalists, they are not the environmental engineers. So he is a person who is both an environmental engineer as well as an environmentalist. I think rather than continuing my this thing, I think today we should be eager to listen to him and have some this thing on this global action for global this thing for your climate action. Okay, how we should do from local to global. So thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Naresh Babu, and thank you, Mr. Dev Kumar. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, Udayavarsha sir, for sharing your experiences and valuable suggestions. And let me introduce for today's chief guest and keynote speaker on behalf of IAAP State Center. It is our great privilege to welcome Professor and Dr. Muhammad Javed Garu, Professor in Department of Civil Engineering at the IIT Guwahati, for today's program as chief guest and keynote speaker. And Professor Javed is a distinguished environmental engineer with over 3 decades of teaching, research, and administrative experience. He obtained his MTech and PhD in environmental engineering from IIT Kanpur. Professor Javed started his career as a lecturer in Department of Civil Engineering from University of Durban and Wasvilla, okay, South Africa. Next, he has joined as assistant professor at IIT Guwahati in Department of Civil Engineering. Then he worked for a long time in IIT Guwahati, worked as promoted as associate professor in 2006 and professor in 2010. Then he is continuously working as a professor in Civil Engineering Department at IIT Guwahati from 2018 to till date. Also served as visiting professor at School of Engineering and Research Development, Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok, Thailand. So apart from his academic experience, as a vast administrative experience, he is a member of Board of Governors at IIT Guwahati and member of Academic Senate and member Students Discipline Committee at IIT Guwahati, and he is the founder head of Center for Environment at IIT Guwahati and member for Building and Works Committee, Rajiv Gandhi Indian Institute of Management, Shillong, and officiating director, Central Institute of Technology, Korgumund, centrally founded technically institute under Ministry of Education, Government of India, and member at state level Environment Effect Assessment Authority, Mizoram Government, and Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India is a member, and member of state level expert appraisal committee, Meghalaya, and Ministry of Environment Forest, Government of India. So apart from his administrative, his research contributes span water and wastewater treatment, groundwater management, biological treatment process, and environmental sustainability, sir. So with this brief introduction, on behalf of IAA State Center, I welcome our eminent academician and environmental expert, Professor Muhammad Javed Garu, to address the gathering. So please, sir.
Good morning for the nice introduction. Thank you for telling me so many things about me, Professor Bhaskar. So, should I share my PPT?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can tell a few introductory things and then you can share your PPT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, as Dr. Bhaskar has already said, we are all experiencing the impact of environmental degradation. Okay, and that's why there is a focus on World Environment Day as well, to remind people. And essentially, all of us have to be knowledgeable about the environment, earth, ecology. And I still very much fond of Advocate M.L. Mehta, I think is Mr. Mehta, who filed a PIL in Supreme Court as still is going on. And Supreme Court directed that all the undergraduate educational institutions, they must teach a course on environmental to make them aware of the earth, ecology and environment. I'm not very sure how many of us are doing this job sincerely. If you ask me, at my institute, we are not doing it. Okay. So question is, once our new generation is coming who is not aware of the environment, ecology and earth, this kind of situation will remain. And then the life of engineers is going to become very difficult. And when I say life of engineers, I'm not talking about electrical, electronics engineers. I'm mostly talking about civil engineers. Okay. So this will give you idea that why environment is playing havoc with civil engineering more. Because most of the time, most of the infrastructure which is being used by the people, it is being designed, constructed our supervision and maintained under our overall supervision. And people always blame it. Okay. So with this brief background, I will try to see how fast I can make my ideas or share with you. So select windows or screens, entire screens. Where it has gone.
Anil?
Can you guide me how to do that?
Anil,
Sir,
Anil?
sir,
ఒకసారి
sir,
check చేయండి.
not share the screen, sir. Share the window.
Mm-hmm.
Share the window, sir. Only share the window, not the screen.
Okay. So I have to close it.
Yes, sir. Press on stop sharing, sir.
Yeah. So now I can go and then
Window.
Windows. Okay.
In window, you select the PPT, sir.
It is not coming there.
First, open the PPT in another. First, open the
Okay.
PPT, sir. Then you
Okay.
select the window.
Yeah. So I opened it.
Then share.
No, still it is sharing is not coming. I don't know why.
Share select the window, sir.
Presentation is starting.
సుభాష్ సార్ ప్లీజ్
బాబు మీ ఫోన్స్ లో ఉన్న బ్లూటూత్ డివైస్ లన్నీ ఆఫ్ చేయండి రా నాయన ఫోన్లు
సుభాష్ సార్
Can you guide me?
ఎస్ సార్
Sir,
Or I think I have sent you the PPT. Can you
Okay, sir.
share from there? That
Yes,
is
sir.
easier.
yes, sir. Share me, sir. I will present here.
I think I have sent it to Uday Bhaskar.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
will share, Naresh.
Yeah.
ఎస్ సార్ ఎస్ సార్
Yeah, now it is coming.
ఓకే సార్ అనిల్ వస్తుందండి చూడండి ఒకసారి
Yes. Yeah,
ఎస్ సార్
yeah.
ఎస్
Now
సార్
it is coming.
యువర్ విజిబుల్ సార్ యువర్ స్క్రీన్ ఇస్ విజిబుల్ సార్
Yeah, fine. So I will go ahead now.
అనిల్ అందరినీ మ్యూట్ చేసి అనిల్ ఒకసారి ప్లీజ్
Okay, fine. So should I start?
ఎస్ సార్
Okay, fine. So today's the theme is a global call for climate action. Now we can see here that what is climate change? It is primarily driven by human activities, as has been said by other dignitaries, that we are burning a lot of fossil fuels, and at the same time also we are undertaking large scale deforestation. So both of them is causing a long-term shift in our mean global surface temperature. And this is leading to the change in weather pattern. So essentially, if you say climate change, it is going to impact the weather patterns. Okay. So these are all correlated. Weather is due to climate change or whatever is happening. Now just see, when we say fossil fuel burning, whether it is our transportation sector, whether it is our power sector, any activities, okay, including natural, it is going to have primary pollutants, it's well known, and many of them is going to get converted into secondary pollutant in the atmosphere. Now you take the role of carbon dioxide, methane, PANs and others. Some of them are going to create as a greenhouse effect. Ozone hole is going to create problem for, it is not going to filter the ultraviolet radiations coming to the earth. So essentially, whatever fossil fuel you are using, it is going to the atmosphere and it is creating problem with our own atmosphere. Now, if you see this, our Earth's atmosphere from around 15 kilometers to around 40 kilometers, ozone layers is there. And once ozone layer, there is a interaction with many other pollutants, secondary pollutants in the atmosphere. Once this ozone layer is disrupted or hole is created, the entire energy of the sun is going to come to the earth, including the ultraviolet radiations. Okay. I'm not very sure whether we have experienced it or not. Almost 25 years back, when I was coming from South America to India via Mauritius, we took a break there and enjoyed the sea bath. And upon reaching to India after a couple of days, my entire skin was peeling off. Then I realized probably whatever the sunlight was there, it must be having a lot of ultraviolet radiations, and it has really played havoc with my skin. Now, when we talk about deforestation, like North is supposed to have the largest deforestation. But here also a lot of deforestation is taking. So in spite of huge amount of forests, people are spoiling it, whatever may be the reason. And if you see from Wikipedia, the deforestation, even though after 2017, it has decreased a little bit, but overall you can find on the average that deforestation tree cover loss is growing over the years. So this is not a very good situation, because one side we are creating a lot of carbon dioxide, another side the forests and greens are reducing. When I say greens, even like suppose in my own campus, my colleagues all come from their quarters, which is inside the campus in the car, and they need lot of parking space. So we are spoiling the greens, making the paved area, and just to facilitate the car parking. So car is already introducing lot of carbon dioxide, and also it is killing the green. So just see both the front we have the problem. Okay. Now if you see here in this figure, the plants carry out this photosynthetic reaction, and they produce oxygen, which is very much required for us. And not only oxygen, they also produce organic matter, which we are going to consume as a food. So carbon dioxide is very essential. We cannot say carbon dioxide is not required. Okay. And also oxygen is very much required, and food is also required. Okay. So essentially, if you see the relationship between photosynthesis and respiration, photosynthesis gives us the oxygen and as well as the organic carbon, which can be used as a food. And respiration, we use the oxygen, whether it is for my breathing or for burning the fossil fuels or wherever oxygen is required, and then it's going to produce carbon dioxide. So there is a kind of interrelationship between photosynthesis and respiration through the greens, or you can say forest cover or plants. So essentially, for us to survive and prosper, plants will have very important role. We cannot imagine if plants are not there, from where we'll get the oxygen. Our survival is going to be at stakes. Now let us talk a little bit about greenhouse effect. We must have encountered a lot of greenhouse in and around. What is the basic philosophy? Whatever cover is there, the opening is such that it allows the short wavelength lights to come inside the greenhouse. And reflected heat, which is going, it has to go out. It cannot go because those are having long wavelength. So this cannot penetrate through the cover. So that will be retained within the house. So it will be much warmer, which is good for producing agricultural products. Okay. Now same thing is happening with our planet. If lot of carbon dioxide is there, ozone hole is getting destroyed. So heat is coming inside, and when it is not reflecting back to the atmosphere again from the surface because there is a greenhouse effect. So the temperature of the earth is increasing. And that's why it is a serious concern for us how to retard it. Now we are familiar with this Inter-Government Panel on Climate Change, how the global mean surface temperature of the earth is increasing. And they have shown during the 2011 to 2020, it has increased by 1.09 degrees centigrade. And 2020, it is almost 1.26 degrees centigrade. And they have suggested that it should not cross 1.5 degrees centigrade. Okay. So this is the way, like you see from 1960s, 70s, the temperature increase is continuously going up and up and up. It is not even horizontal, nor it is going downwards. So this is a very alarming situation. But we are least bothered, okay, as an individual, as a collective societies. But maybe when we come to the Institution of Engineers Forum, probably we talk, and then after the interaction, probably we'll again forget it. So this is the state of affairs for us, and we are all facing the problem as the intense heat is there during summer period, and we cannot survive without air conditioner. So what we are doing, we are extracting the heat from the inside my office or quarter and throwing in the outside street. So outside is becoming much warmer as compared to the heat produced by the sunlight. So just see, and then if you use lot of air conditioners, lot of energy is required. And if you need energy, again you have to produce it. So just see, it is a vicious cycle. To resolve one thing, I am again depending upon more destructive kind of approach. Now, climate change is mainly attributed to the human activities. One is on the right, you can see greenhouse effect, industrial processes and manufacturing. I'm very sure you can recall our days during COVID-19 lockdown. When India was locked down, what I am aware that the air quality of Delhi got improved. There was no issue there. Okay. And also, I understand that river Ganges, which was almost rejuvenated, because during lockdown period, normal domestic activities were going on. Sewage without treatment was going to the rivers, but it has inherent capability to clean it. So that's why water quality of Ganges improved during the period of COVID, because all the industrial activities were shut down. So similarly, there are many other activities. You can see transportation emissions. We all want individual vehicles. We want good road. We want to travel alone. We don't want to go in the public transport. So these are all adding lot of carbon dioxide and other gases, which is leading to change in the temperature and leading to the climate change. Now, if you see the four important impacts of the climate change, one is more intense heat waves, which currently we are going. But fortunately, I am in Guwahati. I am in a much better position. Every alternate day we'll have rain. So we experience almost 3-4 seasons in a day. Morning it is very pleasant. During noon it is very hot. During evening it will become highly humid, and in the night it will again rain. It will be very comfortable. Stronger storms. Now IMD gives us directly our notification, our mobile. Strong storms are expected, and it is all AI driven. So when my mobile gives the signal, I find there is no storm in and around my area. Similarly, irregular rainfall and shifts in seasonal pattern. On the right figure, you can see in September 2025, IMD released this figure showing that location of occurrence of heavy, very heavy and extremely heavy rainfall events. And they have given some kind of ranges. For extremely heavy rainfall in a month, it is greater than or equal to 204 millimeters. Similarly, very heavy rain from 115 to 204 millimeters. Now the question is whether this heavy rain or extremely heavy rain is spread across entire month, evenly or unevenly, or all the rainfall is occurring in only one day or over a period of 2 days. Okay, so this is the real problem we are facing it. Now we can have some look. People have realized all those problems, so efforts are going on global scales also, and one of the important initiative is Paris Agreement, and this was came to force in November 2016, and probably more than 195 countries are party to this, and it is also known that this agreement is legally binding international treaty. What is the objective of this treaty? They say that we should not cross the increase in temperature above 1.5 degrees centigrade. So this is a huge challenge. Okay? And reverting it back to less than 1.5, it is again still another challenge. Then they say that periodically we should assess how much we have achieved. I'm not very sure in last 10 years whether any review has been taken, and whether we want to again reconsider what are the new initiatives to do. Another third important is financing to developing countries. Certainly the underdeveloped countries and developing countries, they don't have surplus resources to finance this initiative. So this onus lies on developed countries. But unfortunately, what developed countries are doing? You can see the US, Israel, and Iran war from 28th of February, and it is still going on. No solution in sight. Another war is going on between Russia and Ukraine. I don't know, it is more than 3 years. There is no end to that. And here, if you look into very closely, these are all something related with the energy. Okay, like even USA has said that Iran can sell the fuel to or oil to them. Okay, so rather than working on how to reduce the consumption of fossil fuel, we are having lot of wars going on for capturing the energy sources. I understand almost $20 billion USA has spent on this war, and I don't know how much more they will spend. So question is, something is we are thinking as a global scale, but probably I don't know how far we are working in that direction. Now we also know there is sustainable developmental goals, almost 17 goals to transform our world. If you see at goal number 13, that is climate action. So already it is there. But what we have done so far? Okay. And also you can look into the goal number 7, affordable and clean energy, because both are interrelated. And again, when say affordable and clean energy, is fossil fuel is a clean energy? but we cannot survive without that. Our lifestyle is very dependent upon the fossil fuel. Now you take the number 12, responsible consumption and production. Are we doing anything on that? We are not reducing our consumption. We are still traveling alone in larger vehicle rather than walking. In my campus, my colleagues, many of my colleagues, they will come in car. They will not prefer to walk. I also ride a scooter. I also don't prefer to walk. Even some of my colleagues I have seen in the morning, they will go by car to the playground and they will jog. And again, they will come back to their residence with the car. So question is, when we are going to be responsible towards the consumption of the petroleum products. Now you take the goal number 8, decent work and economic growth. So I don't know what about the anything about decent work, but we are all working for the economic growth. So when we talk about economic growth, environment is always left behind. So I cannot tell you that things are there in place. People have thought, the thinking is very reasonable and one should work for that. But unfortunately, what is the impact of this? We are not able to see it. Maybe down the another 10 years, we'll find that our average surface temperature, mean surface temperature has increased beyond 1.5 degrees centigrade, and we are going to face more intense problem with more intense heat and more severe and extreme weather conditions. So global solutions, I don't know whether it's working or not. Priority of developed nations, like for America, make America great again. So environment is a priority or not. If I can recall correctly, the current president has said that he's going to withdraw from the Paris Agreement. And developing countries, they are struggling with the providing bread and butter to their population. Even we are providing 5 kgs of food grains to 80 crores of our population. But then we are telling our economy is here 3rd overall in the world. Underdeveloped nations, you read the Paris Agreement, you read the sustainable goals. Underdeveloped nations, they are not in the frame, but they are the large producers of greenhouse gases. In our country also, the Western world blames us that we grow rice and our fields are going to produce a lot of methane gas, which is going to interfere with the ozone layer, as well as it can create other havoc. Even our cow dung, we apply this cow dung in our field, so that may produce also methane gas. So they try to blame the developing and underdeveloped nations, but they forget that in their own country, all the houses are air conditioned, how much refrigerant they are using it, and it is leaking to the atmosphere, how adversely it is impacting the atmosphere. That studies are not there. Okay, because only down the line sometime we'll realize, like for example, you take the case of DDT. We used to use DDT like anything. I have seen in my childhood that municipal authorities will come, they will spray the DTC, will lock the room. After 1 hour, we'll open and we'll find that mosquitoes which have fallen on the ground, they are again flying back. So after some time, people have realized that DDT is not going to work. Similarly, when plastic came, we forgot to carry the cotton bag for purchasing our vegetables. We are all using plastics. Now the plastic has become a huge problem. Okay, so just see, something is good today, tomorrow we are realizing it is not so good. So this is the state of affairs. Now, at citizen levels, as a group of citizens, like say the Greenpeace, they want to pressurize the government and the business to keep fossil fuels in the ground, invest in renewable energy. Now, here the wars is going on to capture the fossil fuels. If you can recall correctly, when Mr. Saddam Hussein was the president, why America came there? They said that he is having weapons of mass destruction. They didn't find it. but their target was all the fossil fuels. Invest in renewable energy. Are we capable? Is it good for the developing and underdeveloped nations? Again, this has come from the Western world, and whatever the equipment and energy capture devices you are going to use, how it is going to impact the environment, you don't know. Switch to sustainable transport. What is sustainable transport? Are we really moving in this direction? So there are many things here it is written. One of them is improving farming and encourage vegan diets. I don't know how far it is going to help us. So there is a big if, obviously, on this kind of things, but people are trying to do on their own way. If they are successful, then it's good. If they are not successful, probably something new will come. So, but one thing is very sure, people are really aware that whatever is going or state of affairs is there, that should not continue as it is. Now, if you take individual level, this thing I have found from Google, like suppose for AC, how we should use our AC sustainably. They say first, set the right temperature. Okay, second is clean filters regularly, block the sunlight, seal your space, use timers or smart setting, use fans with AC, upgrade wisely. So even I want to use AC, we have to be individually very sensitive how to use it optimally. Even if I go to the supermarket, whatever we purchase, we have to apply our mind. Okay? Normally, what is our way to purchase something? We'll see date of expiry, which is having longer expiry. We prefer that one because we will bring a store in our house. But whatever the product which is shorter expiry date, which is suppose in a couple of days it is going to expire, we don't want to purchase it. Okay. But if I purchase that one, probably it can be consumed. It is not going to become a waste, organic waste. Okay. So that is very important, but involving all is a big challenge. I don't know how to change our thinking. Now, if you see the extreme rainfall events, I think 2 years back, this pictures on the left-hand side, top one, roof collapse at T1 Delhi airport. I think July 1, 2024. Because the Delhi received very huge rainfall over a period of 24 hours or 48 hours. Okay, like Minto Road underpass in New Delhi, 29 June. So it is meant for the road traffic, but what is happening? Okay, even like tunnel, that Pragati Maidan tunnel was opened in 2022. This got flooded. First flooding reported in 2023. Then expert committee was formed. They gave the report on what is their observation. Okay. One of the important thing, no proper waterproofing treatment at points of their integration. Okay. So tunnel and Bharat Mandapam campus, that connection is not water leak. Leakage from fountains drains above the main tunnel. Flooding from basement side into tunnel branches. Inadequate waterproofing of branch main tunnel junction. Leakage of water from the parking basement to its ramps. Breakdown of drainage system around the tunnel on ring road during heavy rains causing backflow. Tunnel equipped to handle only normal rain, not this kind of rain. Just see, this kind of situation is putting lot of stress on our infrastructure. And they will always blame the engineers who is going to maintain it. But it is very clear that these systems are not designed to handle normal rainfall, like that only normal, not this abnormal kind of situation. Okay. Now you take the lot of road infrastructure is coming. Earlier we had a road and both side plantation was there, so entire road surface was covered. So if you drive, you don't need any air conditioners there because that place will be quite cool. But in the newer road where plants are not there, roads are very wide, maybe 4 lane each direction, no plant cover is there, and this road surface will be very hot during the summer season. And then you need all air conditioned vehicle. Okay. Similarly, you take the housing, house with green surrounding. Okay, that should be our concept. But in urban center, we are going vertically up. And now we are trying to make green surrounding around the high-rise building. So providing this green cover is very expensive to maintain the plant, to water it, have some additional construction load, many things are there. So I don't know which direction we are going. Are we going in a sustainable direction? Or we have to really think whether we should take a U-turn and try to come back in a older direction. Now, this function is organized by the Institution of Engineers. So I understand that this climate change and change weather pattern is not going to reverse in the immediate future. Probably this situation will continue in the same direction and things are going to aggravate in the coming future. So is it possible to really think of whatever the engineering curriculum we are pursuing right now, is it adequate or we have to really think something more? Okay. One thing is very sure that our engineering curriculum doesn't take into account carrying capacity of the nature or the earth while formulating or designing or executing any mega structures. Most of the time it is solely guided by the economics. Okay, environmental economics, economical cost on the environment is not taken into account. And for extreme events, like normally, if you recall our studies in civil engineering, we always say, what is the probability of this intensity of rainfall over a period of 100 years? So we had a data of past 100 years, and then we can make some probability assessment that when this kind of events will occur. But now the extreme events are now coming in the recent past and is going to get more aggravated in future couple of years. So we don't have data. Okay. So how we are going to predict what kind of extreme events we are going to encounter and what kind of infrastructure facility you have to make. Okay. Carbon production, it's a natural recycle. That is also not there. We are extracting a lot of fossil fuel from the underground and we are burning it. Okay. And at the same time, our forest or green cover is shrinking. So carbon is going to get accumulated. Okay. So now we have to think of how to trap this carbon and recycle this carbon. And also you have to keep in mind ecosystems and eco-services which you can derive from the nature. So now we have to think in a different way, because for the next 20 years or so, I'm not expecting that climate change will reverse. At the most, we can maintain at the same level if we are if you work very hard, or if as an individual, as a community, as a country. Okay, as the Professor Uday Bhaskar had said that it is a global problem, but action has to be on the local side. Local side also, we are not doing any hard action. Okay. So keeping in mind whether we have to really think of including some component to how to take care of this kind of emerging new situations. Okay. Now here it is very important to recall this young lady, Greta Thunberg. Everybody knows, and she has compared ecosystem versus economic growth. What she said, the climate crisis is both the easiest and the hardest issue we have ever faced. The easiest because we know what we must do. So we know what we have to do, such as that we must stop the emissions of greenhouse gases, which we are not very much successful. The hardest, because our current economics are still totally dependent on burning fossil fuels and thereby destroying ecosystems in order to create everlasting economic growth, which is not happening. So if you look into it, it is not like that we have not realized the problem, but question is not, we are not working on the solutions. Whether you take it as an individual level, as a community level, or as a global family. Okay. And this is a really serious challenge, and probably we have to keep on suffering. There is no way out. Okay. With this, I can stop my presentation and So if there is any question, queries or discussion, we can participate.
अभी सेफ सिस्टम
Is it audible, sir?
Yeah, am I audible?
Audible. Sir, I am Professor Ramji. 2 points. One is waste management of this wet waste and dry waste coming from higher education in hospitals and even talking about higher education family. How to, already mechanisms are there, but what is the best way to convert energy into this waste? And one thing, another thing is plantation. If you compare with the world, per person developed countries, they have 7,000 plants for each person, whereas in our country only 30 plants. How to overcome these two things? Even if you do a plantation because of water resources, sometimes if you plant 10,000 plants, only 5,000 only we are getting saved. The remaining are not in a position to survive. Can you address these two?
First question, I could not listen it correctly.
First question.
And the one you are talking about plantation.
About garbage, wet waste, dry waste, even vegetable waste, students eating food, wasting lot of food, that food waste management. You convert into energy.
You are talking about waste management.
Where is waste management in higher education institution?
Yeah, that is.
Convert into energy, what is the best way?
See, energy, you can see, if you take the waste from any campus, like take the example of IIT Guwahati waste, okay? Let me share my own experience. I was asked to evaluate how we can manage our waste, okay? Maybe I think 15 years back. So I visited the residential apartments, I went to the student hostels, other places also. Like in hostels, what they do, whatever vegetable peels are there, the mess worker, they will all collect it and put in a gunny bag. Okay, similarly, all the food waste. Suppose the students have taken a lot of food, but they've only eaten part and everything is coming back for washing. So they again collecting and putting in a drum. So these organic waste, okay, this is not available for energy production. Unfortunately, organic waste is suitable for methane gas production. Okay, but this is being sold to the pig farming units and other places. Okay, whatever is there, this is mostly inorganic component or plastic and other things. So probably this is not going to work. Now let me share with you that I visited China maybe around 25 years back. I spent around 15-20 days there. So I like their idea, like in a village setup, the farmers or village people are encouraged to have this biogas plant. Probably you must be aware that in China, land belongs to the state. It doesn't belong to the people. So any villager or farmer, they want to have land, they have to lease it from the government. Okay, and this lease is not going to be automatically transferred to their wards later on. Okay, so they say that if you want to put a biogas plant, they will give you slightly additional land. So on that land, they make piggery unit. Okay, so all the piggery droplets will go to the biogas digester. The toilet will be also on the biogas digester, and also agricultural waste, whatever is there, they will also dump it there in the biogas digester. So idea is that biogas digester will produce enough methane gas, which they can use in their kitchen. They can also warm their bathing water, and also they can burn one latrine in the whole night in the house. Okay. So they have done this one. And if you take the urban center, like multi-story residential apartments, invariably they have to have a biogas plant. So whatever the human waste is coming, it has to go through the biogas digester. They produce the biogas, and that will be supplied back to the apartments. At least they can cook one-time meal by using this biogas. And then after that, only this waste is disposed to the sewer line and to go for further treatment. So question is, organic component, we have solutions. But coming this plastics, containers and other things, which is, I don't know what to do. And this is the real problem of the our solid waste management. And as I said during my presentation that when I go to vegetable market, I don't carry cotton bags. I always collect the items in the plastic bag and bring to my house. And after that, I throw it in the dustbin of IIT. So question is, what to do about that? If you go to Thailand, Thailand, they collect all the plastics and they export to the China. And China make a lot of plastic footwear and other things. So, but I don't know what is happening in our country. I don't have any idea. So as you said, sir, this solid waste, organic part, we can take care of that. But unfortunately, in villages, our biogas digesters are almost shut down because there is no milk kettles or even bulls for farming. So that is almost over. If you take the Sulabh International concept they put in the Patna, from human waste they used to produce energy, and they used to lighten the Gandhi Maidan in the night. So things are already there, technology is there, but how far you are going to use it, that we are not very successful. Now coming to the plantation. See, I cannot tell why we are not successful. I am not expert on that. But I'll tell you, when I visit Guwahati city in summer, and when I come back and enter in my campus, I feel lot of coolness. I don't know why my campus is so cool. Okay. So when I go to the city, I feel, no, it is very hot. When I come back to my campus, I feel it is relatively cool. So I can see that due to plantation, hills, water bodies, my campus is much better. But once I retire and go back to my urban house, probably I'll face the same music. Okay. So I'm just enjoying this luxury for the last 25 years. Maybe a couple of years more I'll enjoy. But certainly, as you said, plantations are going to provide protection against this intense heat. And that's why, if you can recall that Sher-Shah Suri, when he made the GT road, Grand Trunk Road, both sides huge trees were there. So even if you walk on foot, your foot is not going to get burnt during walking, and people can relax below the tree, even though it is peak summer. So plantation is very important, but again, question is whether we are really able to develop it or not. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. But only the conversion of energy, few plants are there, sir, in India. Even if you municipality is taking away, but one option is municipality, the another option is very few plants are there.
Yeah, right. We are not very successful.
Thank you, sir.
Professor Jared, these days everybody is talking about the circular economy, how far that is likely to be successful?
See, theoretically, everything is feasible. But practically, whether you can bring to the ground or not, that is the real question. See, many of the concepts are well established, other places is successful. You take the case of wine bottles. Okay. Wine bottles, I can give you that, like, see, what I see here normally. Our students, they will go outside the campus, they will purchase the wine. Okay. They will bring it, they will somehow bring it to the hostel. If they are successful, they will drink and they will dump in the dustbin. Okay. Ultimately, it will go back to the solid waste. Okay. And now the same bottle, they clean it, or they collect it, and then they sell to the company who are going to sell the wines. Okay. So at each stage, some money is involved. Okay. Now you take the case of our milk. Earlier, milk used to come in the glass bottles. Okay. If you go to the any milk vending shop, at that time we used to deposit 1 rupee when the milk was around 4 rupees or 5 rupees per liter. 1 rupee you have to give as a security for that bottle. Next day when you go with the empty bottle, they will collect it. Okay. And they will revert your 1 rupees. So if you take the case, there are always a scope of circular economy, whatever we do it. Okay. But question is how to make it on the ground. Okay. So informally something somewhere is happening. Okay. And lot of people are dependent on that. Okay. Like once I visited our solid waste dump site in Guwahati. So I asked that there is a near the dump site, one person is there, one small say hut is there. They have collected different types of wine bottles and put in a gunny bag and sealed it. And one bottle they have tied at the open. So it is same type of bottle is there inside the gunny bottle, 50 or something like that. I asked him why you are doing, what is the purpose? He said, sir, these wine companies will come, they will purchase these bottles from here. Okay. And then I said, how much money you have paid for each bottle to the person who is collecting from the garbage? He said almost, I think 20 years back, he said, sir, 1.25 to 3 paise per bottle I pay them. And company must be paying them more than that. So if you see that same bottle is being circulating in this business, okay, but there is no provision that when you purchase the wine bottle, you take it back to the wine shop, return it there. So it is going through this solid waste route. Okay. So I don't know, but many other things is possible. Like as I said about this plastic waste. This Thailand, these plastics are collected, packed in a very compact way, and then exported to the China. And they make lot of plastics utility things, and then again export it. So circular economy is already there. We informally or formally we are part of that. Okay. But many other things like environment also, you take the case of eco services. What is the cost of that? We are getting oxygen from the plants. What is the cost of that? So why I cannot invest that money to grow more plants? Then without oxygen, can we survive? But something is available naturally. We are not attributing any cost to it. We are thinking it is free. Water. You just see the water. Clean water is not available. Whatever municipal water is coming, you are again putting AquaGuard. AquaGuard is cheap. Okay. So we are very sensitive. So we are putting all those things. Okay. So I don't know whether it's a part of circular economy or not. But somebody is making money on the way. And we are willing to pay for it. Okay. Now, if you ask me, I am an environmental engineer, water, wastewater is my bread and butter. In my house, I have not put AquaGuard. I am just using candle filter. Okay. Because my treatment plant, unfortunately, I'll tell you, most of the places, at least in Indian conditions, you visit whether it is water treatment plant or wastewater treatment plant. Did you find any engineers there? No. Operators are there, they will be taught. This switch you have to switch on at this time and switch off at this time. This is the way it works. You go to South Africa, you go to Thailand, I have visited myself. On the plant, engineers are there, knowledgeable engineers are there. Okay. Like Durban, I can share my experience because Durban city is just located near the beachfront. Okay. And there is a small river we call as the Umgeni River, which flows and mixes to sea. In summer season, just pull your socks and you can walk through the river. The water is hardly 1 foot deep. Okay. So this is the river which is the source of water for entire Durban city. Okay. So they draw the water from there, treat it and supply to the entire Durban city. And after treatment, after using that water, they collect entire wastewater and treat at one location. And after treatment, that water is put into the Umgeni River again. And it goes to the sea. So I was asking the wastewater treatment plant operator, how come we are giving such a high quality of treatment? He said, sir, our Department of Agriculture and Forest people will come. They will lower their fiber boat into the Umgeni River. They will go upstream of this where I am putting my treated sewage. They will collect the sample. They will come to the downstream, they will collect the sample, and what they expect, downstream water quality should be much better than the upstream water quality. Means they want to dilute the river water by using the treated sewage. If they find that this is not so, they will impose heavy penalty on the firm. And their legal system is, if they find you, first you have to deposit the fine, then only the court will hear the matter. India, what happens? If some penalty has been imposed, they will go to the court and court will grant a stay, and the case will go for another 20 years. Okay. So the question is, if sincere engineers are there, engineers are working there, probably things will be much better. But in our system, everything is, we accept it. Okay. So this is the problem. So whether it is circular economy, see, idea is not that, it is all practical, but are we going to translate into the field? That is the real question.
So thank you, Javed. Good answer.
Sir, regarding this pollution is concerned, vehicle pollution is concerned, sir. So slowly we are vehicle pollution, sir. All our petrol vehicles or diesel vehicles. Slowly we are moving towards electric vehicles, sir. Approximately, as per your view, how much time will it take 100% conversion of these conventional vehicles to electric vehicles, sir?
See, again, this is a very controversial subject. For electrical vehicle, what kind of battery you are using it? When you produce that battery, what is the carbon print you are leaving on the earth? And once that battery life is over, how you are going to dispose it of? Whether it is going to create more problem or less problem. And to recharge that battery, from where you are going to get the energy? Either you have to burn the coal or you have to make mega dams. So everything has some kind of plus point or negative point. Okay. Question is, whatever carbon dioxide I'm going to produce, if you have the proper sink, I'm able to manage it well and good. But if I ignore one part and focus on another component, adverse impact will be always there. So whether it is EV, like EV, a few days back I was talking to one person, he's a retired commander of the Navy. He's making a firefighting system for electrical vehicle. Because what he says that if suppose your e-rickshaw, the battery gets on fire, whatever firefighting you do, you cannot stop the fire. Unless the battery is completely burnt out, fire cannot be dosed. Only thing is that you have to provide cooling so that fire should not spread. Okay, so these are the many other challenges you are going as the electrical vehicles are going to come. You'll find that lot of problems will come. Like you must have seen that some of these gasoline vehicles, like CNG vehicles, all of a sudden they are catching fire. Okay, so once widespread use is there, probably precaution will go down and lot more accidents will be there. So I don't know how to look into it, because one thing is very sure, that you have to look for the alternative solutions, and whether these alternative solutions are good or bad, only time will tell. Like as I gave you the example of DDT. DDT was very good once upon a time, but now it is banned in USA. But still in African countries it is being used. Plastics was so convenient, but now plastic is the very serious problem. Okay, even like antibiotics, you used to take a lot of antibiotics. Now doctors are refraining to prescribe antibiotics in the first instance itself, because it has coming back to us, because microbes are getting changed in such a way, the strains are changing, that those antibiotics are not working. So a day may come that normal antibiotics will not work. Now I am not very sure, many of you, even Professor Bhaskar can tell, in his childhood he must be taking penicillin injection. Now you go and find penicillin injection, the market is not there. Whatever antibiotics you have taken 3 years back, probably it is not available now. So things are all changing drastically. Okay, but this improvement is not keeping the pace the way nature is trying to adjust itself. Microbes are trying to adjust itself. So EV, it looks very good, but it has certain things which we are not aware. Unless a widespread use is there, We cannot come. And again, charging that energy, from where it is going to come? This is a basic question. We don't have power. Now, another example I'll give you. Now, our country is going to create a lot of data centers here. How much energy is required? We have not thought of. Now, you take the example of Tata has established the semiconductor plant in Jagi Road in Assam. Why most of them are coming here? Because northeast, plenty of water is there as of today. So for semiconductor plant, you need lot of water. And that's why probably they are coming to the northeast. Okay. So water is at the premium. And also you need lot of silicon. From where you are going to extract the silicon? So you need sand. So you just see that these are all energy intensive exercise. From where you will meet this energy demand? And then you take into account the climate change, intense heat, intense cold. From where you are going to have the energy? So we have to really open our eyes and ears. We should not listen to the policy makers. Policy makers will always tell everything is okay. Like 1 month back, no issue of LPG shortage, no issue of petroleum product shortage, no price rise. And in couple of days, it has shot up. Okay, LPG is not easily available. So policy makers, they have their own priorities. But as a common citizen, we have to minimize our needs, see how much minimum things we require to sustain ourselves. And probably our life will be much easier. So let us take a place that I will see how I can survive myself with minimum needs. That is going to help us.
Right,
So
sir.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for answering
Thank
all
you.
the questions. So we will proceed further, sir. As a token of gratitude on behalf of IAAP State Center, let us have the felicitation to our chief guest and keynote speaker before going the vote of thanks. Sir, please kindly answer the question.
Thank you.
Felicitation. So we will get back to you, sir. This, and we will hand over it physically.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, sir. Before closing the session, let me propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the IAAP State Center. On behalf of IAAP State Center, our respected chairman, Professor MLS Devakumar Garu, our esteemed chief guest and keynote speaker, Muhammad Javed Garu, and Professor Vijayabhaskar Garu, and distinguished members, participants, and ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon once again. And as we come to the close of this World Environment Day program, it is my pleasant duty to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of IAAP State Center. On behalf of the Institute of Engineers, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest and keynote speaker, Professor Muhammad Javed Garu, for his enlightening and thought-provoking lecture on the theme Global Call for Climate Action, including the basic fundamental definition of the climate change, impact weather patterns, burning fossil fuels, effect of ozone layer, and deforestation, regarding deforestation concepts, and necessity of carbon dioxide and oxygen, photosynthesis, reciprocation, greenhouse effects, and with some examples of Delhi city pollution and Ganga River water treatment. So 17 goals of global transformation, particularly goal 7, 13, 12, clean energy, environmental, and responsibility of consumption and creation, and its impact on economic growth. And finally, the possible solutions of these responsibility of the citizens, engineers, and the governments regarding the production of the environmental effect, and ecosystems versus economic growth. And they also suggested some curriculum changes in higher education, and at this point, we have one subject that Andhra Pradesh higher education has mentioned in all the universities. Environmental science is one course of subject offering for all the engineers sir, in AP, and have given a lot of things with this valuable information which are related to correct related to for today's theme sir. It's valuable insight have greatly enriched for today's program sir. So thank you very much sir. Thank you for your valuable information sir. I sincerely thank our chairman MLS Devakumar Garu for his inspiring leadership, guidance and encouragement. And my special thanks to our professor and Dr. Uday Bhaskar Garu, convener of this program, and state committee member of Environmental Division, professor in Civil Engineering Department at JNTU Kakinada, for his dedicated efforts in planning and organizing this event and successfully capturing the right resource person for this particular program for the premier institution from IIT Guwahati. I also express my gratitude all our AP state committee members and MS Past Chairman Dr. C.V. Sridham Garu, all the engineers, academicians, researchers and students, so participants from different organizations and particularly many professors from JNTU Kakinada, they have joined for this particular program for their participation and fruitful interactions. I would also like to place on records our sincere appreciation to our office staff, Anil Manager and Savanthi Madam and Shekhar Garu and all the persons who directly involved in this particular program indirectly for their support, coordinating and ensuring the smooth conduct of this particular program. Once again, thank you all for your valuable presence and support. So thank you, Ananda. Jai Hind. So let us stand for national anthem as a concluding remark. Thank you, Ananda.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We'll get back to you, sir. So, thank all the members. And good day to you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And you can do the session.